Hi there, my fellow Pokemon trainers. Welcome to another Pokemon Devotional. Today we'll look at everyone's favorite Pokemon, Snorlax, and see how his being in the way of Route 12 relates to problems in our life being in the way of what we want to accomplish, and how we should react to those things, and how God might just be in the work in the midst of those troubling situations. So join me in today's devotional, Snorlax Obstruction. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and let's go. Snorlax Obstruction. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Proverbs 3, 5-6. There he is, in all his obese glory. Having traveled from Lavender Town after having defeated the ground-type ghost, forcing the evil team out of the sacred Pokegrounds, and rescuing the PokéPastor Mr. Fuji, you now find yourself on Route 12, standing before a sleeping Snorlax, and must do battle with him to clear the way. With this in mind, you pull out your Pokeflute given to you by your dear friend from Lavender Town, and prepare to give this Pokemon a symphony in order to wake up this carefree giant. Double checking your party to make sure they are at full health, and your bag to make sure you have plenty of Ultra Balls to capture the Sleeposaurus. You play your flute majestically at full blast, and watch in awe as the mighty Snorlax wakes from his slumber and rises to the occasion. Being amazed at the towering object who is now not so carefree, you send out your Pokemon, and after several attempts and tries, after much feigning, resting, and Ultra Ball busting, you and your Pokemon finally overcome the oversized marshmallow and take one step closer to completing your quest to catching them all. How often in life do you feel as if you are setting out to accomplish a goal or make a dream a reality, when suddenly you come upon a sleeping Snorlax on the route to success? Perhaps there is a financial goal you are trying to meet for a ministry, and the donations of your desire are not being produced. Maybe there is some kind of important business trip or relaxing vacation you are trying to go on, but circumstances beyond your control arise and put these plans on hold or end them altogether. Whichever the case may be, it can certainly be a frustrating thing and confusing time whenever you encounter your own Snorlax Obstruction. Paul and his ministry partners once received a Snorlax Obstruction. After having had the rough time of having to split ways with his ministry partner Barnabas, after disagreeing to take John Mark with them on their ministry journey, who had abandoned them beforehand, Paul was seeking to venture to Bithynia. However, he and his comrades ran into a divine Snorlax Obstruction. This roadblock can be found in Acts 16:7, which states, "And after they came to Mysia, they were trying to go into Bithynia, and the Spirit of Jesus did not permit them." When the one who formed heaven and earth by a sheer willpower is himself with Snorlax Obstruction, it is certainly a wise idea to not use the Pokeflute on this blockade to try and get rid of it. After this occurred, Acts 16:8 tells its reader what they did afterward, which states, "And passing by Mysia, they came down to Troas." There likely have been times in your life, and perhaps numerous occasions, where you were left wondering why plans fell apart. Why did this romantic relationship not result in marriage? Why was I turned down for this job position I'd worked so hard to obtain, especially when the interview went so well according to the company? How come I was not accepted into the school in which I so deeply desired and worked so hard to be a part of? Why did I not make the team? How come I did not get chosen for the role of my wish in the play? Why was I given this sickness? How come I received this injury? God, what is going on in my life? Paul and his companions might have certainly had questions similar to these. After all, they were going to Bithynia to do ministry and service to Him. They could have easily wondered why they were not allowed to go into town of that desire. Whether or not the citizens of that town were stubborn people who would not listen to Paul, and thus the missionaries were not allowed to go, or could or could not be the case, Acts 16:9-10 might give us a clue as to why the Spirit of the Holy One did not allow them to proceed onto their chosen Route 12, despite the fact they were seeking to do ministry and service to Him, that is, God. These verses state, "A vision appeared to Paul in the night. A man of Macedonia was standing and appealing to him, saying, 'Come over to Macedonia and help us.' When he had seen the vision, immediately we sought to go into Macedonia, concluding that God had called us to preach the gospel to them." You see, had they gone to Bithynia, they might not have gone to Macedonia to go and proclaim the good news of Jesus Christ to the lost souls there. The spiritual Snorlax obstruction they had encountered was not a stop sign to halt them altogether, but was instead a detour sign to get them to where they needed to be, so the Macedonians could hear the message they needed to hear. Whenever you encounter a Snorlax obstruction in your life, this could be the same thing that is happening to you. The Snorlax obstruction that is preventing you from where you want to go could actually be a road sign guiding you where you need to be. Even if you are unsure where to go or what to do after encountering a Snorlax obstruction, you can work with what you have with the knowledge you possess. The Spirit of Jesus prevented them from going to Bithynia, but did not tell them where they needed to go until once they got to Troas. They did what they could with what they had, and though they received no specific instructions to go to Troas, they did what they could with the knowledge they possessed. At least, according to the scriptures, from what we know, they were not given specific instructions. But that could have been the case otherwise. So remember, dear friend, the next time you encounter a Snorlax obstruction, be encouraged. The spiritual sleeping Pokemon in the way of your path might not be a stop sign, but merely a detour sign. Whatever issues that come up in your life that prevent you from going to where you want to go could really be the Spirit of Jesus guiding you to where you need to be. It could be that the romantic relationship ended so a better one could begin. And perhaps there were things about him or her that were major red flags you have yet to find out. It might be the case you got turned down for the job, so one that is better for your family could take you on. Maybe if you receive an injury or physical illness, God is using that trouble to shape you to become more like Him, or use you to show Himself to others through your holy conduct and godly character in the midst of a troublesome time. Always remember, my fellow trainer, whenever you are encountering a Snorlax obstruction, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. Do this with a heart of genuine faith that results in true repentance, and there will be no Snorlax obstruction you will ever come across that will stop you from accomplishing His purposes for which you were born to do. Stay holy, my friend, as the journey continues. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please help me to reach out to and minister to the Pokemon community through sharing this content. Let's reach them all.